Hey Cancer, how's it going? Welcome to your reading. Welcome to the space. Hope you're all feeling pretty good. Hope you're feeling healthy and such, and all the beautiful things. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, notifications if you want. If you want a personal reading, information for that is below. But yeah, we're gonna be doing like a sort of dawn of the new day sort of a reading. If you've seen any of the other videos, and if you haven't, go check it out if you want to. If you haven't seen the videos, it's been sort of like endings, death process, rebirth, and now we're looking at the rebirth half. We're looking at sort of like the dawn of the new day. So we're going to be looking at that with the Prism Oracle. I'm going to also take a look with the Lenormand, Hermetic, all the cards, the Hermetic Tarot, and then new on this channel, the Wild Unknown Archetypes by Kim Crayons. So one of those at the end, and so other than that, we can get started. Again, hope you're feeling pretty good, and let's see what the dawn of your new day is. What's at the bottom? The broom, the whip. It's gonna have to do with relationships, maybe, and with the two wands. In Cancer, I'm already thinking of the reflection energy, so maybe just reflecting on some relationships, cutting out what doesn't need to be there. But then also, sorry before we get into this, I had to bring it up because it was mentioned. I like it. Like I knew I was gonna mention it to you guys specifically. But Lemonade Mouth, the Disney original. Something about that movie. I'm planning to watch it literally after this is done. But something about that movie and that determination energy, but then also like that just rising, coming of age sort of energy, something like that. Yeah, anyways, let's get into this, see what's up. So with this reading, one card from the Lenormand, overall feel. I want to say, since nothing's coming out yet, I'll take the quick time to do the job I was supposed to do a minute ago. But I was slacking, apparently. One sec. Okay. Here we go. Glad I had another phone to do that on. I don't. If it was before this time, it would have been. I'd have been. Oh, I can't change the light. I would have been mad, but it's not that important. But that's supposed to be for you water signs. Anyways, nice. It knew I was taking forever, so it came right out. What's at the bottom? The Ten of Cups. If water energy makes me cry, I'll be pissed. I do like the water energy though. What do we got? I was talking about the people and reflecting on people. We've got the birds. I like this. I like this for the dawn of the new day because first of all, it feels like you feel raised. It feels like this is a new day, a new set of people, a new group. The birds is a very light-hearted energy. It's supposed to be like light communication, small talk, new people. The Seven of Pentacles. It's something you invest yourself in. You can invest yourself in small talk, and it's like a seed. It grows so that you can grow new relationships, deep relationships. But it always starts somewhere small, of course. So coming forward, I see you starting small with new relationships, or even starting small with people you've known before. So maybe rebooting relationships and starting small. It feels nice. That's definitely it. It's a starting small with new relationships or people you've known before. Just a fresh energy. But of course, I have to mention that it could be also reflecting, because this is a dual. It feels like a dual energy. It feels like it could be reflecting on The birds can also be chatter, noise, like unnecessary noise. So it's like you're also maybe reflecting on old maybe relationships that gave you noise in your head that made you probably perceive yourself a certain way, or noise that just got into your head, like ways of thinking from unnecessary chatter, from unnecessary talking, unnecessary the ways that people would speak, that the information they would give that was given based off of their ego and not off of anything helpful, anything like that, like unnecessary things. Maybe you're also having to deal with that, battle having to like rework the way you think and how you communicate to other people, how you see yourself, and how you communicate about yourself. There's a lot of that in there. I don't know what's going on with that, but Ten of Cups is nice. It's very nice. Let's see what we got with the Prism Oracle. I just saw the Determination card and it's yellow, and it's making me laugh because I just talked about that with Lemonade Mouth, and Lemonade Mouth is, yeah, something about that. What we got? Yo, ski. So the Ten of Cups going out was pretty nice, right? Okay, and I'll mention this because, sure, disruption at the bottom. There could be something within this start of a cycle where it feels almost like a false start, maybe, but then not even just that, but it feels like you could feel disrupted within something. It's for a purpose, and it also maybe has to do with like just a releasing process, or just like maybe it's reflecting to show you like some things can be similar, but your future is not going to be anything like what your past was. And what came out was happiness. Coming forward, that's awesome. The birds. The birds and happiness. Holding it backwards. It's very nice. Coming forward is going to be a very happy energy, a very happy environment. With the eyes closed, I always wonder why the eyes are closed in this, but it's like you don't need to see how it's coming forward. You don't need to see. With the birds and it being small chatter and like it being seed, it almost feels like you don't have to see what it's going to grow into as long as you invest in what you want to invest in. You invest in your natural you and your happiness. You be your full self. Like, you be your honest self. You invest what you want to invest. And with the Seven of Pentacles, like, decide that for yourself. Well, how much do you want to invest? And be honest and truthful, and then do that. And then be about your word. And then, enjoy the time that you do and be happy when you are investing time. So I think coming forward is going to be a nice environment for you to really work out, like, what's this feel like? Interesting. This is interesting. Coming forward, I also feel rest. With this happiness too, it's a red card, or it's like orange. I can't remember what it is in the book, but it feels red-orange. So it's like planting something. I could see like rooting yourself into the ground, and then it's not completely orange, so it's about movement. So things are moving, but it's all about planting the seed right now. It's all about planting yourself in your full like surety of yourself. And being yourself in this environment, no matter if it's a new environment of new people or if it's an environment of old people, not old people, like it's an environment of people that you've known before, but like you're starting off fresh with them, like to root yourself completely like in who you are, because the movement that you start to make, once the ball starts rolling, you have to roll with what that is. And if it is your full self, you're going to enjoy the ride because you're going to be your full self. But if you're making things up or you're masking yourself in order to fit into something, then it's probably not going to be as enjoyable of a ride. I guess whatever that means. But it looks like there's happiness coming forward, so it looks like you're riding through on your full self, like your honest self. That's good. That's good, Cancer. That's beautiful. What do we got with the Hermetic Tarot? Page of Wands, first of all. A message, inspiration. Inspiration. It seems like within this group you could be inspirational for sure. A lot of fire so far. Maybe dealing with an element that's outside of your range. Like, not outside of your range, but outside of the natural, what you would naturally be. Trying to... Weird feeling. But the Page of Wands is inspirational. Just within this card, it's sort of bare-chested. So it's being, like I said, being your honest self, and that's inspirational because I feel like it makes people want to be their full selves as well. Ooh, saw the Wheel of Fortune peek itself out. It makes people want to shift what they're doing, right? It makes people want to you shift people's perspectives and shift people's just by being yourself. Right out the Eight of Cups. Ooh. So what else? And that's cups, and that's cups. And for Cancer, definitely for sure, because now this is like your natural energy. I feel like I said with the birds, it is looking at it dualistically. It is a good, light-hearted, fresh environment, but it also can symbolize and represent an environment full of noise and chatter. And I feel like that noise and chatter could have hit you in the emotions. So something that you put effort into that could have hit you in the emotions that you had to work through, and definitely probably leave behind. If you left behind something, you know what you need to leave behind, and you know the effort you put into it, and that's valuable. So you know what you can put your effort into, and if you're putting effort into something that's not giving back to you, it's literally like logically you have to look at it and be like, it literally would deplete you. So you have to put into things that will give back to you just as much as you give to it. So the Eight of Cups can be a good thing. You're probably learning to fill, cups and put effort into what is important. But it's important that you walk away from noise and chatter that does not serve you, of course. He had a 10 of Cups on the Lenormand, so it's like the 8. And it's like, so that 10 and 8, 10 minus that 8 feels like that 2, so it feels like also moving towards, well, when you leave the 8, you go towards the 9. You find your own independent self-happiness, and that is why someone else will go from their 8 and go to their 9 and bring that together, 2 of Cups. So I feel it. I feel 2 of Cups here. I do. And wow, look at you, right at the bottom of the deck, the Chariot, right. You definitely moved away from an environment. You took off from it. You drove right past it. And with the reflection, if you drove up to it and it felt like that again, you drove right past it again. It's as simple as that, because you're continuously working and continuously learning to put the effort into what is important, and that's important. So many burps. And the King of Cups, wow. Really showing up in your reading right now. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. What else we got? I don't normally read reversals because I'm like, I already read the reversal when I read all the freaking colors of the card when I'm talking, because I can read a card 10,000 ways, so reversals are weird. But this one literally actually flew out, and I'm being biased. I would rather it be in reverse in a sense, but it's the 7 of Swords in reverse, which honestly I wouldn't, because it sort of makes it wonkier. See, now because I gotta think, there's so much weirdness. But 7 of Swords in reverse, 7 of Swords upright. If I'm looking at this card, it is the Moon, and it is an Aquarius, which sounds like a clash because it sounds like water meeting. It doesn't. This water meeting Aquarius, the water bearer. So it feels like with the water bearer, is in the air emotion has to naturally take the water. What I'm feeling is just like being in a deep emotional cycle with this, being in a deep emotional cycle and having to take this would be having to take the information from emotions. Of course, it's always like the backstabbing, the cheating, the lying card. Those are all surface level information on that, but it's just like what the card actually breaks down to with this card in the roots. All of it is the moon and Aquarius, which the moon's emotions and Aquarius would be the water bearer, thoughts, still air energy. So why I say that, it's just like, imagine the water bearer having to take the whole moon. Imagine an air energy, a natural air energy, having to go to the moon and take it all and have to like sort all that out, you know. Not natural to it, but it does understand that there is information. So there's like, that's why I feel like maybe there were some situations that were not unlucky, just not deserved to you. Seven of Swords in reverse, it definitely was like the swords are down, so it's like this. The swords are down, so what I feel, first of all, is like the swords were definitely stabbed into you unfairly. A lot of information, a lot of thoughts, a lot of other people's minds, the way they work their minds, it was cut into you, right? But also at the same time, I see the swords are down in the reverse, so it's like maybe it's saying that cycle is over. The swords are down; they're no longer pointed at you. But there's a lot, but it doesn't matter because the swords were still in you. So there's a lot of information to take from that. This card is also called unstable effort, so I feel like whatever the Eight of Cups was, whatever you left behind, there was no way to really fix that or solve that. And when I feel like that is, it's like definitely you did your best, and honestly, you probably did better than your best, and it's it's you should feel no guilt. I should feel from walking away from it. You should feel no you shouldn't feel like you abandoned success. Your success is you. This is you walking. This is you. That is a success, not the situation you were trying to solve. You solved it by solving yourself and getting the information you needed and understanding your own emotions. You know? The Star, and there's the Aquarius. There's the water bear at the bottom of the deck. That's so cool. 17 minutes on it. It's crazy. So it's really deep healing. It's really deep healing. Eight of Cups and Seven of Swords. This is a strange, and it's such a sweet, like this happiness is so beautiful when you start off this cycle because of exactly what you had to work for. Yeah, I guess, wow, why is there so much of, there's a lot of struggle. There's a Nine of Wands. There's a lot of push. But this card definitely says to keep fighting. 100%. It's like you fought and this is where it's like, literally, why am I, like, I get it. It's like, why am I still fighting? Like, you fought and the universe is like, keep fighting. And you're like, what the, like, I have, you know, I definitely understand that. But this card definitely always says, the fight is worth it if you do continue. It almost can be a choice point, to be honest, because I understand that feeling where it's like, literally, F off, universe, I fought, and you're asking me to keep doing this. But this card says that if you do, you're getting to the 10, and they're gonna drop all that, and you're getting to a happiness point. So it is a choice point, and I do think if you make the choice to keep fighting, you're gonna make it through in a very happy cycle, for sure. And I know that because I hate when the universe is like, keep fighting. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm tired. I've done this. You know, I've been doing this. And they're like, yeah, and they're like, they validate you. They're like, you're right, you've been fighting. And they're like, but some more, can you do it? It's frustrating. My back can feel it too. So, the Four of Pentacles. Next to the Nine of Wands. Earthly power, that's the Sun in Capricorn. Yeah, this is the validation. Like I was saying, It's a Sun in Capricorn. It's like clarity. It's like the work, the effort. It's highlighting just how much effort you're putting into it. But this is the universe saying you put in those two, or even you put in that one. We bring in those three. You put in that one. You drop this one seed. We'll multiply that for you. Coming out of the Eight of Cups and the Four, because and that's crazy because the Nine of Wands. Swear to God, I promise you, what I said was like, I'm not even joking. Because I'm doing a six card spread. 3 cards, and then I'll do 3 more that come underneath it. Doesn't really have to always be lined up, but I think they line up pretty much. So when I drop the Page of Wands first, then the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Swords, right underneath the Page of Wands was the Nine of Wands. And those are in the same suit. So this is definitely, like I was saying, this is a struggle, this is a fight, validated from the universe for sure. It is painful, especially probably in the emotional sector. Like you've had to fight, but the Page of Wands is you. And they're asking you that, do you want to continue? Do you want to keep fighting? Because we've got a spark for you. We've got a wand waiting just for you. You come and pick that up. You're going to be inspirational as hell. You're going to be fighting, and you're going to be like just bearing yourself on it, like open, as you probably would if you've been fighting for a while, just bearing yourself open, and we're going to give you that spark to light this thing up. Sagittarius, that's the moon in Sagittarius, so that's just about like your emotions and what you learn from them. And then with Sagittarius, it's like what you learn and how you can teach others. So like what you learn and how you teach others by action. So like you're learning your emotions and you're moving in a way that shows that you understand your own emotions, Four of Pentacles coming under the Eight of Cups. It's like we see the six. We see how much you want to abandon all the effort you put in emotionally. We see what the environments do to you, but now we're asking you, what seed do you want to plant? If you plant the seed, we'll give you 3 more. If you invest in yourself, we'll give you so much outside of you. But the Four of Pentacles can also feel. It's not feeling that way though. I was gonna say just stable and like slow, but it doesn't feel slow. It could be a steady process. It could be something you have to do day by day to form a habit and learn. But it doesn't feel slow. It just feels steady. It definitely doesn't feel slow though. It feels like it picks up and it moves, honestly. Especially with the sun, that's like energy. It gives you energy to give to yourself for sure. Okay. One last card. What is it? Wow. The Hanged Man. It's just because I saw this card so much recently. Like I think I was feeling it in one of the other readings. I was talking about just like releasing to, let the perspective, releasing emotions to get a fresh perspective. I think I talked about it in Gemini. So Gemini could be important if you want to go watch that reading. I'm looking at the tattoo on the butt cheek and I don't know why. But it has 6 points on it. So something about that. But then also, at the end of this, it's definitely like there's emotions, there are deep emotions. And this is the card of literally releasing that so that when it runs down, you collect once the water runs down, it's supposed to touch the head before it drains out. So it touches the head, you get the information you need, and you drain out what you don't. And I think this is about that because I think the main part of it is there's so many emotional, like, swords that have been thrown your way from people or things or environments, and it's just data that you've been given. And it's just so much of it. I'm looking at a sword right now, like a sword sticker. But the thing is, a lot of it was thrown at you from the wild unknown. Is what I'm looking at. It's like other people had their emotions, their moons, their feelings, and they were throwing it out and giving it out. And some of it may have to do with you. Some of it may have to do with like what. But I think a lot of it affected you and probably altered the way that you are, and the way that you may come off, and it's just like it's not all of it was for you. A lot of it could have been just coming from them and how they were feeling, you know. And so it's just important to understand what's for you, because not everything should affect you, but you can learn things. But you are in control of your emotions, and you are in control of yourself, and there's no one else who can ask you to be a certain way just because of how they're feeling. You know, you can be 100% who you are, and however other people are feeling, you let them feel that. That's theirs. But if it has to do with you, you know what you can control about yourself, and you know who you are. You know, other people's emotions are crazy. I'll tell you that. Ooh, Siren. We're gonna look at one card from the Wild Unknown Archetype and get you out of here. And then I'm gonna go watch Lemonade Mouth. Excited. Alright. We have from the stop it. It was flipped over for some random reason because I thought I put all the cards back, and then also it literally just came right back out. But what's at the bottom? The Shaman. Yes, that's why. And we got Siren that comes out. This is Cancer's gift. This is your gift. This is the thing that you hold dear and precious. But it feels like and I don't normally get this because I usually see it in a very positive light, and I do that because it can be seen in a negative light usually. So I try to outweigh that. But I usually see this in a positive light, but just with what the emotions I'm getting, I first of all see this as like other people's emotions, like I was saying, dragging you down because of how they feel. And just with the Siren, it's like the archetype of being, like, it's not a negative thing completely, it's just, it can drag you down, and also it can turn you probably into a bit of a Siren where you then in turn drag other people down because of how, you know, the cycle, how it continues. I think this is about protecting. You probably get dragged down by the negative emotions. It's about the negative emotions. Some negative emotions are worth looking into and worth having, you know? Some are not because they come from other people, but what I'm feeling is acknowledging the darkness within you, being okay with it, and utilizing it for something creative, or so utilizing it for something important, utilizing it for something beneficial to you. That's how you can use negative things, is for things that are beneficial, as in, like, if you are invested in taboo or darker things, you can use that in business and go into, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a right way to say, I don't know, like, as in, like, I don't know, it's a very hard feeling to talk. Where's that? 18, the moon, shadow aspects of yourself, darker aspects. Just maybe research, maybe writing about it, maybe drawing about it, maybe just utilizing it, putting it somewhere that's beneficial, you know, and legal and all that such, you know, mostly legal. Do what you will, you know. But it's just about acknowledging it and not letting it take you to a dark place, not letting it make you think darker about yourself, but utilizing it in a higher light. Because I think there's just a lot of. I also now feel like there could be people that make you feel taboo for like the things that you enjoy to do, and it's not about that. You can be who you want to be, and love yourself fully. Don't let anything else drag you down because of that. One Direction, Drag Me Down. Look, great song. But here's why. Because I see the Shaman. The Shaman, people don't understand. They think Shaman. They think 100% positive, 100% light, just gorgeous light. No darkness, and I think that's kind of very definitely ignorant in a way, because you can see there's shiny things about the Shaman that really do attract the eye, but it's filled in a void of darkness. The Shaman isn't just a thing of light, the Shaman is a thing of light and darkness. So it's important to understand all aspects of that, because when you're dealing with other people, you're not just dealing with their light, you're dealing with their darkness as well. So with the side, and especially with people like that, or things like that may drag you down, if you see their darkness, you understand where it comes from, you're not dragged down by it. You are just looking at it from afar. And so that's what the shaman, the siren here is here for. So I think that you have a lot of emotional investment, and not just because you want to, but maybe just because that's how you are, and it's a beautiful thing. But I think it's about balancing it out now, because there's a lot of information and a lot of emotions. Queen of Swords, correct, and it's about using discernment on what's important and cutting out what is not. And cutting the head off of those monstrous beasts of ego and emotions, and letting people know, I see you and I understand what's going on, but I'm not here for all of it, you know? It's important, especially when you are as emotionally beautiful and open as you Cancers or anyone else anyone else watching this might be. It's important to have that discernment and to state that discernment and be clear about it. Out of breath. This feels like Gemini's reading when I couldn't breathe. Either ways, hope it helps. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next set of readings. I just found a lucky penny, so there's luck for you guys. Other than that, like, share, subscribe, comment if you want a personal reading. Info for that down below. Notifications, I would love that. Comment also if you want, because I'd love to know how you feel about it. Either ways, YouTube's a fun place. Go have fun. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.